The problem was that the Romans wouldn't accept defeat.
The Romans are not giving in, they keep on going. And this is a basic truth throughout all periods of history. You only really win a war when your enemy concedes defeat.
By refusing to surrender, Rome had in essence thrown away the old rule book.
He's just inflicted these appalling defeats on the Romans, the sort of things that would have broken the back of any other kingdom or nation around at the time. They would have rolled over, given in, and said, right, it's a fair cop, gov, we're beaten. It's over.
Hannibal had completely misjudged the mindset of the Romans. This was his critical mistake.
The Romans are fighting a life or death struggle. That's how they see things. That's how they think. It's a completely different mindset to Hannibal. It's something he never really understands. As far as the Romans are concerned, there can only be one winner from this struggle. Either Rome herself will cease to exist, or Carthage will.
This was a new way to think. This was the Roman way. From Rome's perspective, having Hannibal in their backyard was plain humiliating and needed putting to rights.
Rome is beaten down, it's on its knees, but it doesn't give in. This is someone it knows has nearly destroyed the Republic, and the Romans are not going to forgive this, and they're not going to forget this.
Very cleverly, they decide that the best way to fight Hannibal is not to fight him at all. So for the next 14 years, they leave him to traipse around the Italian countryside, vainly trying to goad the Romans into a fight. But they refuse to be drawn into another pitched battle.
The Romans are denying Hannibal his greatest strength. He's got this terrific army. He's the most gifted tactical commander that the world has seen, and Hannibal can't use those advantages anymore unless the Romans actually offer their armies up for destruction.
By refusing to be drawn into battle, the Romans had found Hannibal's Achilles' heel. His mercenary army was fine when fighting and winning battles, but no battles means new mercenaries become less inclined to join his army, and his core army gets weaker by the month.
Hannibal's army gradually declines in size and in quality as the war goes on. The Roman armies keep on improving, so the advantage he has over them narrows. From the very start of the war, it gets less and less until it disappears altogether.
The biggest blow to Hannibal, however, was the defection of his elite cavalry, the Numidians, just before the battle that would decide the outcome of the war between Rome and Carthage. And commanding the Roman army at that battle was Hannibal's nemesis. He was Scipio Africanus. He and his father had been facing Hannibal ever since he first arrived on Roman soil.
Scipio is present the first time Hannibal defeats a small Roman force. He's present at Cannae. He may have been there at some of the other battles as well. He's seen the greatest army Rome has ever put in the field cut to ribbons by Hannibal's smaller force. So Scipio realizes that this opponent is not one that we can beat easily.
Having first-hand experience, he was fairly intimate with Hannibal's tactics. Scipio decided that the only way to defeat Hannibal was to mimic those tactics. He took the fight to Africa and threatened Carthage itself, just as Hannibal had done to Rome. Hannibal was recalled from Italy to defend his home city.